Welcome back to the Black Hills Boys podcast. This is season 2, episode 11 of the show. Boys, how we doing?
Doing fantastic.
I'm alive.
The music kind of got me going a little bit. I was going to mention that maybe we could not go from 30 seconds down because that kind of, but then you got me fired right back up. Shay?
What's up?
I didn't notice that earlier.
What?
That's nice. How long have you had the mustache?
Like 4 fucking years, dude.
No, not that thick.
Oh.
I feel like that's a little more than normal.
It's probably been like this for a month or so, at least.
I don't ever see your pretty face, really.
Yeah, that's fair. I try to trim it up every couple of weeks, but I've let myself go the last couple of weeks. So
it's very nice. Very nice.
Thanks, man. Well, want to give a big congratulations to Mr. Sackman. If people don't know, we've lost another fallen soldier to the married life. Not yet, but eventually. Yeah. So, have you set a date yet, Josh?
We have not. That would be very ambitious of us to have one set already.
That's fair.
But probably fairly soon because we'll probably get one set pretty soon, at least, I guess I would think. Try to plan ahead. Give you guys some time, to come up with an excuse.
Is it going to be in Rapid?
Why you're not going to be there? Probably be in the hills, yeah.
Oh, I can't make it.
I figured you couldn't.
COVID?
What would you rank your favorite 3 things about Mexico, Josh?
My 3 favorite things. Well, it wasn't as warm as I was expecting, and it was kind of breezy in Cancun. So those are my complaints. It was still warmer than it was in South Dakota, so. But my favorite things, I would say, so we swam with some dolphins. That was kind of cool.
Did they try to have sex with you?
Just one of them, but...
Did you know dolphins are the only other mammal that have sex for fun?
Yeah, when the guy kind of mentioned that, and he was kind of mentioning, so they have like scratches and stuff on their backs and whatever, and that's from playing and sex. And then right after that, he mentioned that all the dolphins in the pool were dudes. It's like, wait a minute.
Oh no,
Josh, do you like fish sticks?
No, man.
All right.
No. But no, the dolphins were cool. The all-inclusive food, that was kind of cool. Room service, that was huge. And then the beach was pretty cool. I did play some beach volleyball very mediocrely, but
did you beat some ass?
We did win the first game. That was a big goal going into it. It's single elimination, so at least win the first one. And then we did lose to the returning champs from the last year's tournament. So
they got lucky.
We went down swinging. I may have missed my serve that game, and I still wake up screaming about it. But luckily, we got beach volleyball net right down the street here, so I've been practicing every day since. So
good.
Yeah.
You just practice by yourself, just serving?
Yeah. No, I serve a ball, I go get it, serve back, and I just go back and forth.
You're going to be so good next year.
Yeah, dude. I will not miss a serve. I can guarantee you that. But yeah. That's about it for Mexico, I guess.
Did you rank your favorite 3 parts of it?
Yeah.
You did?
Dolphins, room service, the beach.
All right. So getting engaged wasn't number 1, I guess, huh?
I was telling you about Mexico, not my oh, well, okay.
What?
You're catching me here.
I hope your wife isn't listening to this.
Oh my gosh. That isn't.
You said it.
Well, She's not going to be my wife now, thanks to you. You trapped me.
You think that dolphin? You think that
Mexico, not
that gay dolphin will try to marry you? The gay dolphin that was trying to F you?
Might have been.
Maybe. We'll see.
So can I ask why Phil had your wife's ring?
So that was a whole ordeal. So I went back to Rapid in, let's see, what month would that have been? In November. So I went and bought the ring, but they had to get it like sized and everything. So then when I was able to pick it back up, they were closed and I flew out that night. So Nicole's dad had to pick it up. Then he got it to a friend of mine from Lemon, who then got it to Phil. So she got it to Phil. Phil got it to my buddy Britt, who then got it to Mexico. That ring
made a trip.
Many hands before it got to me.
No kidding.
I actually hadn't seen it up until the point Britt basically shoved it into my hand, like when Nicole turned around, because trying to be sneaky. And I was actually walking up there and I had to crack it open just to make sure the ring was in there, because I hadn't looked in the box yet.
So you didn't get the ring till the day that you got engaged?
I didn't see the ring in person up until about a minute before I asked her.
Those guys were just carrying it around?
Britt got it to Mexico and just left it in the room or whatever and he carried it to where we were meeting.
The lighthouse?
Yep.
Nice spot, dude.
Yeah. Britt actually went and scouted that out 2 days before that, because it was right down the beach. And we were kind of discussing that we thought that would be a good place. And so him and his fiance made an excuse how they were going to just go for a walk down the beach and walk down there. And yeah, it was a team effort. There was let's see, 5 different people taking pictures and videos, and it was kind of funny. They literally were just lined up.
So did she know it was coming?
She figured it would probably get done there, but she didn't really know it was happening until I was like, let's go up to this flat rock.
Who'd have thought this guy would be the one that would deliver the package?
Yeah, man.
On his bike, too.
Phil came in clutch.
That would have been really cool if he just rode down the beach in Mexico on his bike and just Josh, I got your ring.
Can he ride his bike in your wedding? Can he ride it down the aisle?
Yeah, maybe we'll probably.
He could be your ring bearer.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
That would be on his bike.
Just come flying in on the bike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? You can count on that guy. So,
anything's possible.
Yeah.
You should see the extracurriculars. I got videos of what he was doing with that ring.
See, that was a big fear of mine. Just knowing Phil, I wish I would have probably been able to clean off the ring before I actually gave it to Nicole, but
might have been some substance on there.
Yeah. He did tell me though he's grown, and since it was Nicole and not me,
he's not grown.
He wasn't going to do what he would have done to it.
I wouldn't believe him. I wouldn't believe him for 1 second.
It helps me sleep at night pretending that that's true. So,
Shay, how's your ACL, MCL?
I would say I'm at about 70%.
Okay.
Yeah.
No men's league this week?
No, we have a bye this week. But
how's our boy Di doing?
He's hanging in there. He was broken some unfortunate news this last week.
I don't know if this is true or not, Andrew Sagman, but we love the reporting coming live.
That did happen, actually.
Really?
I can't remember exactly what all happened there, but that is true.
So what were you saying, Shay? Some unfortunate news?
Yeah, about his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's moved on already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's got a new boyfriend?
Her ex.
Oh, they're back together.
Maybe? Allegedly?
I'm confused.
Yeah, we don't know, man.
So you're not going to see him for another 3 to 5 months?
No, he's thriving.
Wow. Is he living back in Spearfish again?
Carter?
Yeah.
I think Dave's confused here. I think Dave thinks they're back together.
No, her other ex.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Can't
no,
keep
Carter's he's still here in town. He didn't move back to Spearfish.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah, there's probably been a weird time for him to move back to Spearfish.
Yeah. He had a 30 bomb in our game last week in intramural ball.
He's just playing with anger right now.
He is.
Pent-up aggression.
He is. We had to put him in timeout on Sunday because he was getting too aggressive with people.
Oh, he's getting some fouls?
Yeah, we had to sit him for a while. Let him cool
How many
off.
beers deep was he?
Very hungover.
So you guys drive all the way to Pier, though? It's like an hour?
Hour and 15 minutes, yeah.
Jeez, just the two of you?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me this. How many too many fouls to sit in when you had like 7 fouls the other night?
I didn't have 7 fouls. I had
That's
4.
That's what the report was.
I had 4. I had 4 fouls and 15 points.
And no rebounds.
I probably had a couple boards.
See, I need you on the board, sweet.
Dude, I was so drained. I had no energy left. All I could do was shoot the ball.
Why were you drained, dude?
Yeah.
I was hungover and I was working too hard
on
defense.
And December usually gets to you, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Was it all that pent-up stuff from November that you just were drained in December?
I wasn't undrained in November. I was drained.
I've seen your wife did a nice appreciation post about you today, and it said something about like, here's a person you love the last 6 months, and I thought it was you just because I saw Connett. So I slid up and like had a whole message written up, and then I was like, oh shit, that's his wife, and delete.
Who was it?
Here's your wife.
Did she post it on something?
Yeah, maybe Instagram or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I thought it was you because I just saw Connett.
You should have just sent it anyways.
Nah, there was some pretty vulgar stuff on there. She wouldn't appreciate it.
As there should be.
I do.
So, what's that, Joshua?
Oh, I'm trying to find what she posted here. Oh.
So big weekend in college football coming up. Yeah, I should have said. Big weekend in college football. I think tomorrow night or Friday nights, Indiana and Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's Friday night.
Obviously, Shay, you got Notre Dame. Josh, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. I would love to see Indiana win, but
fuck you, Josh.
The bracket I did actually has Notre Dame going the distance and playing against Texas.
They could.
You're still pretty high up on Texas, huh?
I mean, I've been preaching it all year, so I feel like I gotta.
Yeah, you can't jump off now.
Yeah.
You gotta ride the wagon while you can.
Is Quinn Ewers going to be a Duck next year?
Quinn Ewers is going to be
the quarterback at Ohio State.
Yeah, he's going to be a Buckeye.
Has that already been decided?
I mean, I've seen a lot of reports about it.
Isn't that where he came from?
I heard more than $4 million.
Oh, you did? I heard $4 million.
Yeah. I think I heard like 6.5.
Isn't that where he started?
No, he started Texas.
He played there for a year.
I thought he started Texas.
No, he went to Ohio State first.
So here's my question: if Ewers doesn't leave, does Bill Belichick or does Arch Manning go with Bill Belichick in North Carolina?
I think Ewers has to leave because I think Texas is already moving on from him.
Maybe.
I think so too. Regardless, for one, I don't think Ewers is staying. He's either going pro or leaving because he knows that Arch Manning's probably should have his job by now the way he played last game.
That's tough. You either become the backup or go pro or like leave. Going pro.
Dave, honest, like if he went to the draft, what round would he go in?
Quinn Ewers?
I would say 2 or 3.
I honestly think he'd get scooped up at the end of the first round with how quarterback hungry teams are. Like you think about Penix, like the Falcons picking him up at 8 or 9 last year, whatever it was. Like you're gonna have teams that you wouldn't really expect that are gonna start trying to follow the successor plan like the Packers have followed, that have really set teams up for success. So I think he's got some potential, and he's shown some stints of being really, really good at Texas. That I don't think he gets out of the first round, honestly.
You don't think so?
No, I think I don't know who that would be at the end. It's going to depend on how playoffs shake up and what teams are there and stuff, because there's going to be a lot of movement with quarterbacks next year, which we'll get into, with the Kirk Cousins stuff. Essentially, he could sit and get paid $140 million, has no trade clause. Like and I would if I was him. Like they trade for you, or they sign you, pay you all that money, and then draft a quarterback without you knowing about it. I would put my middle fingers up and be like, pay me the money. And I'm going to sit here.
Either that or they can cut him, but they're still going to have to pay him all that money.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then he signs a free agent like Russell Wilson did for minimum veteran contract.
Yeah, because he's guaranteed 90 of it.
Yeah.
Like that.
Is it 90 or 100? I don't know, but
I saw 90 today, but my sources
90,
aren't always
I'm pretty
correct.
sure it's 90.
So.
if I'm Quinn Ewers, though, I'm staying one more year in college because, for one, you got NIL now. You're going to get set up. Like, you're probably not going to drop your stock at all. If anything, you're just going to increase it. Maybe you have a Heisman type of year next year, whether that's at Ohio State or, I don't know. There's a lot of quarterback needy teams. Oregon, who knows? I mean, they got that plan that they're going to go for Heisman finalists every year. And I think Shea hit it on the head in our group chats the other day when he said they just take players that have already been developed for 3 or 4 years. And maybe that's the theory. Maybe that's the move.
Who's that? You're talking to Oregon or Ohio State?
Yeah, Oregon.
Bro, their quarterback's freshman year of college was my senior year of high school.
Really?
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel.
That's
So he's been around.
What?
well,
Who's
their
that?
last- and Bo Nix was in college. It seemed like forever as well. Like he was a 5-year guy, wasn't he?
Cam Rising. Cam Rising's just got his 7th or 8th year granted his eligibility.
You got granted another one?
Yeah. I've seen
Oh
that on
my
Twitter.
god. He's gonna have
He'll have his doctorate by the time he's done.
or just maybe he's still on his generals.
I mean, I know Josh graduated with honors after 3.5 years, dude. So nothing surprises me anymore with college.
All right. As much as I wish that was true, it was 4.5.
But yeah, I was there for 5.
But it was honors. There was honors though. That part was true.
This is a heated debate in my residence. Ohio State or Tennessee.
Who else is in
Tennessee,
your residence?
That's where Allie's from.
I know, I was just fucking with you.
Who you got?
Tennessee. Don't tell Allie.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Ohio State.
You're going Tennessee, Josh?
Ryan Day's gonna lose and get fired.
Although
I
I've
think-
heard that Tennessee's bought like 45% of the stadium.
I did see
I
that
think-
too. That was a big thing. They're traveling very well.
What'd you say? 45 right now?
Yeah. That's what I saw on Twitter.
I think Ohio State could go all the way, but I also think that Michigan game's what they probably needed. They've been
I think
eating the
Will
filet,
Howard
like
sucks
Dave Campbell
balls.
said.
Will
You think he
Howard
sucks
sucks
balls?
balls. Josh is a better quarterback than Will Howard.
Josh actually is not a great quarterback. Great 6-man in basketball, and he'll step into the quarterback role if you need him to. Really, there's not a role too big for Josh Sackman, but quarterback would not be this first spot I stuck him.
He's got stones.
Yeah, he's more of a center.
Well, like a mobile center though.
He got taken advantage of by a dolphin.
You don't
Josh,
know
did that
if he was
dolphin
taking
penetrate
advantage of who.
Did that dolphin? Did it cut skin?
Because I might have taken advantage of the dolphin. You don't know.
I'm going to have to call PETA.
Dude.
Yeah, this is actually going to get sent to PETA. Was it rubbery?
Have you ever touched a dolphin?
Is it like slimy? I don't know, but I don't know what to think of this.
I don't know how to explain it, but
I don't know where you're going with
like,
it.
on a non-creepy level here,
Oh God.
they are kind of cool. Okay. All right, we'll just go with that.
Or what direction were you going that was a non-creepy? Because I don't think it was
Well,
just
you guys are like going down the creepy road here of like taking advantage of a dolphin and everything.
Not me.
Not
Not me.
me. You're creating that narrative.
Yeah, you are.
Whatever, guys. Anyways,
What
So
do
you're
you
not
got in
calling the
that?
Dolphin back.
What?
So you're not calling the Dolphin back.
no. What happens in Mexico stays in Mexico. Never going back to that resort. Oh, okay. So get this though. The world needs to know this about the Dolphins. It's a damn scam. Okay. So they charge you $100, $110, okay, for like a person to swim with the dolphins, like different things. Okay. It's kind of cool. That part worth it, whatever. They have someone taking pictures. The guy took 42 pictures, okay, of our group, of like individual kind of stuff. How much do you think the 42 pictures cost? American dollars.
$250.
$137.
$460 for the package. These photos are just taken. They're not edited. They're not even like.
And
they
you
were
paid for this?
Absolutely not.
I
No,
was gonna say, Josh, you got scammed.
no. We ended up finding like one group picture, and they were charging us $40 for one. And so the group was like, all right, we'll just pitch in, we'll get the one, we'll get copies of it, whatever. But $460. And then they were trying to like negotiate. So we like negotiated them down to, I think it was like 390 or something. And then we're like, no, that is not happening, because they just kept lowering it. A gal came back where we were like putting our life jackets and stuff and getting our stuff to leave. And she's like, how about if we do like this number? And it was at like, I think per person, it was like $30 or something, $35. And one of the people in our group's like, how about $20 a person? And she's like, no, we can't do that. You really think our photographer's only worth that? He's like, I don't know. You dropped it from $40 something. We figured we would just throw out a number. She's like, no, we can't do that. It's like, okay, well,
then you should have said that your photographer is worth nothing, because at least you're getting $20 compared to $0.
Yeah, it was crazy. We spent $40, not $460. So
Were these dolphins, were they in the ocean that Christopher Columbus like sailed across, or were these just pen raised dolphins?
These poor little things. Okay, they were treated well. But
so they're pen raised.
They could probably hear the ocean. They were so close to it, and they're in like a pool.
What's that whale name that was on Netflix that was in captivity and killed those people?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
one.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Dolphins, they liked us. They did not do that. But
Josh, you remind me of a sperm whale.
Yeah, man. I respect that. If you ever do go swimming, actually, I'll save that till later. That might just be my advice of the day. Because I had other advice, but it's not that good. So anyways,
sperm whale.
Back to college football.
Back to college football. A game that I think is going to be very interesting is that SMU game.
Yeah, I do too. That SMU team is scary.
What
I think they got a quarterback that can run and throw, and they got a pretty good defense.
What exactly happened in the Clemson game? Like, were they just started really flat, or what?
Yeah, they started super flat, and then they came back, tied it up with like 30 seconds to go, and then they kicked it off, and Clemson took it like 40 yards and ran 2 plays and kicked a 57-yard field goal or something like that.
Yeah.
And it barely went in, but
yeah,
them coming back against Clemson is probably the reason that they're in the playoff right now.
Oh yeah,
because if they would have just got their brakes beat up by Clemson, I don't think there's any way they're getting in. But I think they're a scary team, though. I really do.
Dave,
what?
Who do you think wins it all?
What? Oh, who do I think wins it all?
No bias. I mean, you could say Notre Dame. I think they have a shot, but who do you actually think? Maybe you do think them.
If not Notre Dame, Georgia. There's my answer.
I think Georgia gets knocked off.
By Notre Dame?
Well, because they'd play Georgia. Who would Georgia? Would they play the Ohio State? No, Ohio State would play
No,
Oregon.
They would play either Boise State or whoever wins between SMU and Penn State.
So who would play? It'd be Penn State. They'd play right away.
No,
That'd be
if
Notre
Notre
Dame.
Dame, if Notre Dame
Yeah,
wins,
Notre Dame.
they play Notre Dame.
So you're
I think
just
Notre Dame
taking.
knocked them off.
So Shay, you're just taking the winner of Notre Dame, Georgia to win it all.
Yeah, that's a national championship game right there.
I could see Penn State sneaking in somehow too, because they're kind of a good little team.
Yeah. Not James Franklin. He can't win big games.
I seen Allers, whatever his name is, says he's coming back for another year.
Yeah, their quarterback just entered the transfer. Their backup entered the transfer portal, and everyone's making a big deal out of it.
That he's doing it like before playoffs even start.
Well, because he's like, I want to stay, but if I don't enter the portal now, I'm not gonna get a chance anywhere. So
Yeah, the portal really shouldn't open until everything's done.
well, yeah, but you think about it, though, those kids are all in classes, and it's gonna be pretty hard to.
Oh, for the second semester.
Yeah, I
That
just
makes sense.
listened to a podcast about it today, actually.
About
That makes
NLL stuff or transfer portal.
Yeah, like transfer portal stuff, because everyone's throwing a bitch fit about it. Because all these guys, I mean, it's been going on for 3 years now. They all leave a week or a day after their last regular season game, and they're like, "Why aren't they staying for bowl games and stuff like that?" It's like because you have one chance to go out and make money and get your spot on your next team. It's like you're not gonna play a meaningless bowl game and lose those 2 weeks of talking to coaches and other programs to play it in the fucking Boca Raton Bowl.
I was just watching that with James Madison.
I got it on right now.
What's the score? It was 7-7.
27-14, I think.
Oh, offense exploded.
Yeah.
You guys
But-
got any more college ball talk?
Does Boise win a game?
I don't think so.
Ashton Genty got robbed.
I agree.
Travis Hunter's fiance was a stripper.
Agreed.
What?
Confirmed.
What?
I guarantee they're engaged. They're divorced within 6 months after that marriage.
Right.
She
So
seems
she
like a
was-
crazy bitch.
She was actually a stripper?
Yeah, I just read a deal about it on Twitter.
That's. I saw the meme like comparing her to the girlfriend or whatever of the running back at Blue Mountain State. You ever watch that show? Like the
Yeah,
chick
no.
that was with the
And
guy.
maybe watched
basically-
that show as a 5th grader.
Yeah. So that's what she's the gold digger one. Okay, so you don't have Boise winning a game. Do you have ASU?
I think they get beat by whoever comes out of that. It will be Texas, right?
Yeah.
Most likely Texas, yeah. Yeah, that's just those are the two that kind of wouldn't be in it if it wasn't 12, so
Well, if it wasn't conference
If
championship.
it wasn't conference.
yeah,
championship.
like they wouldn't have had to buy if
I'm okay with them being in it, but those guys getting a bye, like I think you should just do your top 4 teams get a bye,
Right.
not necessarily conference championships. Because,
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I was them, I think I would rather play a game like and say you at least won a game. Like, I don't know. Because they're not
Maybe.
now they're just going to get a high seed anyways and lose their first game they play. So
Dave, do you know what the weather's going to be like in Columbus on Saturday?
Cold.
It's supposed to be like high 20s and snowing on Friday in South Bend.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
that'll be pretty sick.
That's a night game too, right?
Yeah,
So that doesn't even start till like 8 o'clock here.
yeah. I think it's 7 o'clock kickoff, 7:30, something like that.
I probably
that-
won't watch that game.
Are you serious?
it's because you're
Yeah.
such an old man, dude.
Grow up, dude. You
Is
need to
that
start
this
being mature.
Friday?
Yeah.
Friday is in 2 days. Today's
Yeah.
Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, and then Friday. So they play on Friday.
Thanks, buddy. At 7 our time.
Josh, did you get a new computer?
No.
Did you get new glasses?
Yeah, I've had these for a little while. I just
You
never
look like
You should wear those
Yeah,
more
like
often. You
Cowboys.
look very sophisticated with those on.
Yeah, you look smart. You look like you got your shit together.
You actually do for like once.
Yeah, they do throw out a vibe that I don't usually portray myself as, but yeah. Thanks,
What's Superman's name?
Superman.
What's Superman's real name?
Clark Kent.
That's you. You look like Clark Kent.
Thanks, man. Do I look like Superman now?
Oh, put it back on, dude.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
When you have those glasses on, I see why Nicole marries you.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's get into the NFL. I'm
Well,
sick of talking about Josh sitting with Dolphins.
out in public. So
Talk
do you
about
guys
Josh-
want to talk about the
Josh
Lions?
getting
Or
traded?
want me to talk about the Cowboys first? What do we want to do here?
I want to talk about the Lions.
Talk about Coop. You want to talk about the Lions?
I want to talk about Lions real quick.
All right. You can have the soapbox right now.
There's zero soapbox for me. That night of, you're disappointed. You're looking at things. We got dominated the entire game. 3 more guys got on IR. Lee McNeil, Carlton Davis, who's been our number 1 corner, and then Dorsey, who's kind of a special teams guy, but was playing nickel role. All the people who have jumped on the bandwagon this year are officially bailed off from football Twitter. Everybody says the sky is falling. People are saying there's no way that you're going to win any more games. You're not going to do anything in the playoffs. You're going to be 1 and out. You're not going to be the 1 seed. You're not going to win the NFC North. All these things. Ultimately, we have 22 guys on IR. The next closest team is 22 guys on IR.
That's one more than 21, one less than 23.
The next closest team is actually from last week is 16 with the Cleveland Browns, and they just put 4 guys on there. The Bills have 3 guys all year on IR. The Vikings and Packers are both at 5 guys on IR. And the Packers fan who's in this podcast with us sometimes when it's convenient for him was talking smack. And not really talking smack. I think he was trying to get under my skin a little bit after that game, saying the Eagles are better. Too many guys. Hold on. Let me finish my statement.
He's on a soapbox right now, Josh.
We had 17 guys on IR in that game, and we beat Green Bay's ace for the second time this year. We've won 12 games, lost 2 with guys on IR all year. We've got many guys coming back. Dan Campbell had an interview on the radio the other day where he was talking about you're fed fillets for so long that you get used to eating it. When every once in a while you got to go back to when you're eating fucking moldy bread and it still gave you the same nutrients you needed, right? So just because some people think we got the fucking moldy bread doesn't mean anything. And ultimately, I think we're going to be fine. The offense is going to produce. Demo is going to be out. He's going to go for his 3rd doctor's visit to try to get cleared by somebody like Boobie Miles. But I think Gibbs will step in well. Vaki will do well. Jameer Jefferson will do okay. And I think you're on jet sweeps with J-Mo. Oh, Craig Reynolds.
Craig Reynolds, bro.
But people don't realize, like, yes, we're beat up. Yes, we've lost key guys. Yes, we've done this. But we've been able to step up all year. And we're playing with 7th-string linebackers off of practice squad. And Buffalo definitely exploited it. But I think Aaron Glenn will have a better plan. And it's not the end of the world that we lost a game. It's a punch in the mouth that we probably needed before playoffs. So I feel good about where we're at. I'm happy everybody's jumped off the bandwagon. I think in FanDuel, we went from being plus 230 to win the Super Bowl to like plus 500, which is crazy. People said the same thing after the Cowboys game when Aiden Hutchinson went down, that we weren't going to be the same team, that we were going to struggle and all these things. But I love where we're at. Next man up. It's going to be a hell of a storybook ending. Can't wait for the videos to come out when we win the Super Bowl, and I'm still all in.
That was a great way to put it, David.
Yeah, man.
You put the hammer on the head there.
Put the fantasy in fantasy land.
I guess I didn't get to watch a whole lot of the game because we had City League basketball, obviously. I watched the first quarter and a half. And after we went 3 and out on the first 2 drives, I texted Dave. I said this has last year's Ravens game written all over it. And, I mean, and even I knew after we went 3-0 in those first two drives, I was like, yeah, there's no fucking way we win this game, just because they were already out to a 14-0 lead. And I mean, obviously they didn't just break. I mean, they got it down to a one-score game multiple times, but I mean, that's football for you against a really good team with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And
Josh Allen, man.
yeah, that boy's good. Where'd he go to college at, Dave? Do you know?
I don't know. It's 307, I think, is their area code. I'm not for sure.
I think it's west. I think it's west of where I'm from.
Yeah, maybe just west of there.
Okay.
I think they're brown and gold, maybe.
Yeah, I've heard that the stadium he played at in college was kind of cool.
Yeah,
They got to be playing in a dome up there, don't they? Though.
You'd think they would, but I don't think they're pussies, so they might be outside.
I got a couple questions for you, Dave, regarding the Lions, though.
Okay.
What's the next step at cornerback? You just gonna rock with Kindle Vildor? I read a lot of stuff that they're gonna swing Brian Branch out to corner.
Yeah, well, I think ultimately Terrion Arnold becomes your number one, right? I think that's he's already kind of matched up on a lot of ones. Just to address the cornerback question, yes, I've seen a lot of things with Brian Branch rotating back to the nickel, especially if Ife Melifonwu comes back, which I think would be big. But you're also forgetting that we drafted the guy in the second round that just got activated today for his 21-day window, and Rake Straw
he did get activated
from Mizzou. So he'll be back. I think he's going to get big minutes. You might have two rookie corners out there starting. You still have Amik Robertson, who you can kind of move around. He's been all over. You still have Mosley that's going to be coming back. I've heard really good things that he's probably back this week even. So right now,
he'll be back within the next 2 weeks because he's been on snap counts. Did he get re-hurt again? Is that why he was out again, or what?
Iffy?
No,
or Mosley? No, I think they're just really easing him into it, just with how his injury history, with back-to-back years of first play in. And I don't think they wanted to rush him, but now you have no choice, right? So I think for this week's game against the Bears, I think you go Terrion Arnold. I think you go Mosley. I think he's going to start. You leave Amik Robertson there at the nickel. You leave Branch and Kirby Joseph in the back just until you get Ife Melifonwu back. And then I rotate Iffy down to that nickel spot a little bit and just start having packages with him blitzing, and then rotate Rake Straw. I rotate Rake Straw and Mosley together. And, we're going to have to run more shell defense where we're running cover 2, cover 3 stuff, kind of start getting out of the man just because teams know we're running man. You saw how that worked against Josh Allen. He picked us apart. So for one, we're going to have to get creative. For two, I'd take any of our corners we have right now over Jerry Jacobs last year, whether it's Vildor playing or whoever the heck it is, doesn't matter. We just got to disguise things, and the front seven are going to have a bigger impact than what they've had the last month and a half.
Yeah. Now to go with front seven, what do you do at linebacker?
I think at linebacker right now, I'm still rocking with Jack Campbell. Obviously, he's been a stud for us. Underrated.
For sure. Very underratedly having a incredible year.
Yeah, he just always steps up to the challenge, right? Like whatever they give him, he exceeds expectations, and they kind of spoon-fed him right away, and now he's taking the whole load out with Alex Anzalone being out.
I don't care what anyone says about our linebackers. Once you get Anzalone back, which he will be back, that is a completely different group of guys when he's there.
I like having David Long in there a little bit more than I like Kwanzo or whatever the heck his name is, Quan Alexander. I think he's just moving better, but you're just going to have to rotate guys right now. I mean, we just picked up who'd we pick up today from used to play for us? Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
So Pittman played for us 4 years ago, was drafted 5 years ago, and was a contributor. I'm sure he'll get minutes. Like, you're going to have to rotate guys, keep them fresh, and know that they're going to attack you out of the backfield. Not to the caliber of what the Bills did, I don't think. But front seven, Zadarius is going to have to play more than 55% of the snaps. Someone's got to get pressure. Muhammad on that backside, and DJ Reader's going to have to step up. Broderick Martin's going to have a big role with McNeil being out. So, yeah, there's a lot of voids and holes, but I think ultimately we have way more depth this year than we had last year. And even as beat up as we are with 22 guys on IR, 18 from defense, I still feel better about this defense heading into playoffs than I do last year's.
And we also have a really, really good quarterback on the other side of the ball. Do you know what his stat line was the other day?
I know he had 490, 5 tutties.
494, 5 tutties. His
Yeah.
QBR was like 127 or something like that.
Now, granted, a lot of that's in the fourth quarter when they were in that shell prevent. He probably got 120, but still played an outstanding game. JMO dropped that one that there's a holding on Frank Ragnow anyways, but played phenomenal.
Yeah.
If JMO catches it, how many yards would it have been?
That would have been an 80-yard touchdown.
You realize
Yeah.
we
Yep.
twice now. JMO's let
Yep.
us down.
Yep.
That's JMO,
So-
man. You get some and you take some with JMO.
JMO, baby. No, I feel good about where we're at, honestly. Like all these people jumping ship. I mean, I've been a fan my whole life. I've been through the highs and lows, the 0-16. My favorite year last year, making playoffs, winning the first playoff game, and nothing's going to really break my will to win. I think the guys in the locker room still believe, and ultimately that's the only thing that matters. As long as the outside chatter doesn't get into your locker room. And, Ben brought up a point about Philadelphia being a better team, but how much drama do you see on their sidelines and do you see within their team? And I still think the Lions find a way to beat those guys if we end up matching up against them in the playoffs.
I agree with you. Better coached, more disciplined,
Bigger balls.
bigger balls, bigger cranks.
What else you got, Josh? You got any questions? Got anything to talk about the Lions about?
You got some slander?
Yeah, sure, guys. So one, Ben's comments. I don't think he's always just trying to get under your skin. Okay. I think the Eagles look very good. And what he was pointing out is the gap that was this is getting closer. And I truly think that gap is closing.
Definitely.
Because the more you lose players, any gap is going to get closer. You're not as good of a team as you were 2 weeks ago, until you get some of your guys back. But I will take your culture over the Eagles, obviously, like you were saying. I'm a big Dan Campbell fan, but I'm afraid one of his rolling the dice is going to bite you guys.
It just did last game.
It
No,
didn't.
Let me
It
explain this.
I know that's what I was trying to get at.
Let me
it
explain
did.
this to anybody that doesn't understand football. For everybody that was blowing up Twitter saying, like, what's he doing? Cost him the game. Dan Campbell kicks an onside kick down 10 points with 10 minutes left in the game. Anyone who doesn't watch football thinks he's an idiot. Too early, all these things. Dan Campbell's trying to shrink the field, not thinking this guy's going to return it 35 yards. And ultimately, they're probably going to score anyways. So let's try to hold them to a field goal, keep it a 2-score game, and then we're going to get the ball with less time because Josh Allen shredded us all day. So
Right,
compromise the field, shrink the field. I mean, I know you're joking today, but people were freaking out about that.
Yeah,
I wasn't even questioning that because at that point, I didn't get to watch the game because I didn't get it. I had to watch, I don't know what the freaking game was on, but I wasn't even able to watch the Lions game. But I think at some point you do have to.
No.
I feel like
I appreciate you saying that, Josh, but no.
I'm afraid
That's our
it's
whole
gonna hurt
identity.
you guys.
That's the whole identity. That's the reason we're so successful in fourth down conversions. Everybody in that locker room, everybody on that sideline knows that Dan Campbell's going for it if it's close on 4th and 5. And guess what? Is it going to cost you points sometimes? Hell yeah. That's the gamble of it.
So
Guess what?
did
Do we
it-
score a lot of points because of it? More points than we don't? Is our
Did
conversion?
it possibly cost you a game last year in the playoffs?
Not at all. Him calling
No.
those on 4th down, it was
You're not
execution. It wasn't
Josh
him.
Reynolds dropped 2 of those balls on 4th down. They were
Rewatch that game. I
I'm
I
very
dare
well
you-
aware he dropped them.
I want you to rewatch that game and say that's Dan Campbell's fault. Or is it the players executing? Was the opportunity to convert the first down there? And did we execute? No. So that's our coach.
I don't know. When you don't have the guy to execute it, then don't do it.
But we did. He was a stud all year. He was the only reason we made it to that game.
Is he even a Lion anymore?
Oh, he got shot.
If he was a stud, he wouldn't be. He would be a Lion.
He got
still.
shot at a titty bar.
In that Rams game, he was incredible. I mean, he was phenomenal.
Yes.
And there's bad
I
games.
I
but
just think you guys have a great team, great culture. I just hope.
Here's my
doesn't
take on
matter.
this, Josh. Everyone was calling him an idiot for going for it on 4th down in the Packers game 2 weeks ago when we were in field goal range. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's such an idiot," even though we got it. we converted on fourth down. He's still a dumb idiot.
And you go like this, Josh. You go like this, like he wasn't an idiot. But if he doesn't get that, you'd be like, that was dumb. That cost him the game. When
Josh
ultimately-
texted us in our group chat. He said,
I thought it was
"Josh said,
very questionable.
I don't care who you are. You should not do that."
Correct.
If any other coach in the NFL besides Dan Campbell does that, that coach is a genius. That coach, he just ran the clock all the way down.
It
But
wasn't
I think
even
you got to
his
look at our
decision.
defense. You got to
Jared
look at our
Goff is the man that
defense,
set
and
it
you
on
can
the
go win the
sideline.
game. You can go win the game on getting a half a yard. Why would I not go win the game on getting a half a
Well,
yard
did
and
you
not put
see
any
Jared
pressure?
Goff is the one that wanted it. They were going to kick it.
So he
Yeah,
trusts
because
his players.
Jared trusts his guys, and Dan Campbell trusts Jared.
I'm all in. If we
Also,
lose, listen to me. If we lose the Super
Players
Bowl,
make decisions off of emotion, not off of thinking.
if we
sometimes.
lose a Super Bowl or a playoff game because we go for it on fourth down, good. I'll handle that, man. That's our identity. I love it. I love being aggressive. That's the reason that we've changed the culture there. All
You
in
will
on it.
not handle losing the Super Bowl good either way. Doesn't
No matter
matter
what.
It
But
doesn't
I can
matter.
take it.
Well,
I'm
if
grown.
we do lose the Super Bowl, I hope we lose it going for it on fourth down.
Facts, dude.
Yeah. Hey,
You know what?
like
I'd rather lose the Super Bowl going for it on fourth down when we could kick a field goal to tie it than I would not just going for the first down. Does that make sense?
So
I'd rather
you,
go for the win.
So hold on. How much time is okay? Let's little scenario here. 1 minute left.
1 minute left.
Okay. You can kick a field goal,
12-2, Brett. But agree.
kick a field goal and tie it.
Yep. There's 1 minute left, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. 25 seconds left.
Any timeouts?
You have one timeout and you're
Go
on
for
the
it.
20.
Go for it. That same scenario with no timeouts, I kick it.
Fourth and 5.
Fourth and 5, you're getting a little questionable. Probably kick it. If you're anything shorter than 5, I'm probably going for it.
So you're like a 3. Okay. One timeout on the 20. Let's say the 23. Got to get to the 20 for a first down.
This is in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I go for it. You've put your balls out there all year. Why not go win a Super Bowl? And guess what? People are going to say the same thing. Whether you can miss that field goal just as easy, or it could get blocked just as easy as you don't
Hey.
convert that first down.
Hey. Most of the time, I'm the guy that I'm a big go for it. But at some point, I feel like
No.
I think he's stretching it.
Do you notice when other teams play us? And I know you haven't watched every Lions game. Watch other teams play us. They will never go for it more on fourth down than when they play the Lions because they know we're going to do the same thing. I promise you, go watch a game, and I guarantee whether it's a Packers game or whatever it is, they are way more aggressive because they know Dan Campbell's on the other side of the sideline. So you can't tell me that doesn't affect the other team's decision-making. You can't tell me that the players on the field aren't bought in, that they know it's going to be a run on 3rd and 7. And if we pick up 4 of these, we're going for it, regardless of where we're at on the field. And I think that's the culture, man. I think people on the outside don't see it that way because you think it's a ballsy decision. But he's not only are you trusting the offense, but guess what? If that fails, then now your defense has to step up. And right now,
Well,
offense is our best opportunity to win
Is
because
it
our
a
defense
trust
is.
in the defense or a lack of trust in the defense?
I think you can go both ways on that. Right now, I would say maybe you don't
I
trust the
usually try to
defense
go
as much.
one way.
When we didn't have 22 guys on IR, we definitely trusted our defense.
But I still think they trust in that locker room that you saw it last week when we went for it on our own 40, we didn't get it. I don't know, man. You could argue back and forth all day. If they convert it, they're the smartest guy in the world. If they don't, dumbest guy in the world. That's always been the case. But I love his aggression. I don't complain when we don't get stuff.
I love being aggressive. I just once in a while think he might be a little too aggressive.
By bad, I'd give it a testicle to have my team in the Super Bowl. They have hands down the best O-line in the league. Every other team's D-line is built to rush passer, not stop the run. Agreed, Brett. I think our run game is going to still do great. Gibbs is going to get an opportunity to be a lead horse. He's done that since he was high school, college. He was drafted 12th overall for a reason. Monty's a huge loss, but there's also a few guys, Craig Reynolds, Vaki, Jefferson, that have been waiting for an opportunity. So
I think you guys will be fine. That does suck, lose money, but I think.
Well, I think losing anybody sucks, but 22 guys on IR, man. I went back and was looking at years IRs. I've never seen anything like it, and we still win games, and we're still 12-2, and the world's not ending.
And we're already in the playoffs.
I think it's going to be one hell of a storybook ending,
And even if it's not, man, it's been a hell of a run. And there's not a lot of teams in the league that would be able to continue winning games with the key losses that we've had. There's just not.
Some of us only have 8 on the IR and can't win games other than the games we don't want to win.
But even those teams that have, even all those teams that have 6 guys on IR, like, is it key guys? Is it your Aiden Hutchinsons? Is it your Lee McNeils? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it Alex Anzalone?
Cowboys 8 are pretty crucial.
Dak, Trayvon Diggs is out for the year. He's going to have a pretty significant
Marcus Lawrence.
Overshawn's recent, but that sucks, man. He was having a heck of a year. He was fun to watch.
They're thinking that could be a 2-year deal. Like, could be out all of next year.
Why is that?
Who's that, Trayvon or Overshawn?
Overshawn.
I heard Trayvon could be out all next year too.
Oh yeah, but they also weren't happy with him with his rehab and everything he's done in the past. So we'll see. But yeah, like I would say if the Cowboys don't have the numbers, but like when you look at the 5 on, like they're 5 on IR, because I forgot about Diggs. Like it's kind of crazy, but they've won more. They haven't gotten worse because they were so shitty to begin with. So the only thing that could have made this year a success is if Aubrey made that kick, and he wasn't even close.
The 70-yarder?
Yeah, that was very disappointing. But no, I'm not on the bandwagon because I can't jump on the bandwagon because I'm a Cowboys fan. But you know how I feel. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a Bills-Lions matchup, a rematch.
I mean, it's always going to be tough, right? Regardless of the year, regardless of your injuries. Like, you got grown men that are getting paid a lot of money to be really good at what they do. And so to be 12-2 any year, I think you're going to be happy with that. But the ultimate goal is a Super Bowl. And anything short of that is disappointment. And I think if you don't hang your balls out there and go for it and be aggressive as a team and trust in your players, it'd be hard to root for a guy because he preaches it. And the guys are bought in. You watch his speeches, you watch anything, the Filet speech, like the guys believe it.
Has there ever been a point in time in the entire world of a Lions fan saying we either win the Super Bowl or we're disappointed?
No, what a crazy time to be alive.
Yeah, wild.
That's Dan Campbell.
I mean, I was in tears last year, man, when we won a playoff game like that. I've never been happier in my entire life. Like I had a tear roll down my face.
You
What's
cried?
that?
I said he also had a gun.
Yeah.
Popping off shots in your living room.
He was doing some desk pops.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I hope it's a heck of a ride like that again.
Well, I'm glad you guys let me jump on, for the ride after the Cowboys absolutely broke my heart. So
yeah, I'm just glad that old lady didn't beat your ass in Dallas. And she thought you were such a sweet young man right away, dude. And then when you got up and left that last time, she looked at me like.
A lot changed from the first kickoff to the end of that game.
Yeah, it kind of went downhill quick. I do think Dallas looks a lot better right now. Like, I wish they had been playing this way at the start of the season.
Okay, so I've been
There's going to be a lot of questions for that team in the offseason.
So many in the offseason. The big one, though, if McCarthy wins another game or two, like, and they play competitively,
do you think that's your biggest question? I think your biggest question is your quarterback that you just paid way too much money.
Is he going to have a job?
McCarthy or Dak?
McCarthy.
I think so, yeah.
Dak's not a question. We're stuck there.
I think all the stuff I've read is that they're like the team's still pretty in on McCarthy, and you see his interactions on the sideline, and they're way more positive than a Sirianni in Philadelphia is. It's not even close.
Isn't it wild that Sirianni has such a bad rep, but then they just keep winning?
If they don't win the Super Bowl this year, he will be fired.
Guaranteed.
You think so?
Guaranteed.
Absolutely. If they win, he's fired.
If they don't win.
They don't.
I thought Shay said if they won. So I was like,
if they do not win the Super Bowl.
The opposite of do.
Yeah.
We gotta enunciate, please. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, McCarthy, I would rather keep him because I feel like you lose a coach, it just. But if we're gonna rebuild everything, I would rather just rebuild with a coach too.
You got to get rid of Dak. You got to move on. You can't.
How do you move on from a guy you just signed?
They fucked themselves bad. Bad.
I don't think I've ever. I don't know. We'd have to check the tape. I don't think I've ever said on this podcast I wanted to sign him for.
And
15
I'm not saying that I don't think Dak's a bad quarterback. I just think that.
I do.
That contract ties him down so much.
Yeah.
I always come back to this point, Josh. And maybe I'm just an asshole or whatever, but
Yeah.
when is
you
Dak
are.
Prescott, like, he looks really good at times when he's up. Besides maybe one or two times, especially in a big game, has he had the ability to come back when he's down and not make stupid throws?
It comes down to accuracy. I think accuracy with the quarterback obviously is huge, but like with him, he's not as mobile as he used to be after he broke his leg. He doesn't move as well, and he's still not accurate. He's never really improved his accuracy. Only thing that if percentages have went up, it's because the routes they're throwing, whatever. But now you're asking a guy who can't run, that's not that accurate, to sit in the pocket and make throws. That's why things are going the way they are.
Garrett says, Boner says, Cowboys should rebuild, but they never will as long as Jerry's there. You're stuck with McCarthy and Dak for at least another year and probably can't sign Parsons.
Oh, they're gonna sign Parsons. Don't you worry. That one's a
They
guarantee.
don't have any money.
Oh, they'll sign him. They're
They
already.
can't sign him. They don't have any money.
They just restructured deals. They'll sign him. Hey, Jace.
There's our AWL.
Thanks, Jace, for being our AWL. We were worried about your well-being there for a little while, buddy, but
Me
Great to see
and Jace got hammered on Saturday.
did you?
Yeah.
Back to Boner's deal, I agree that they should rebuild, though. They have a lot of money tied up to rebuild, so how do you start that process if you're paying CD so much and Dak, and your offensive line's old and you haven't really done much outside of those 2 draft picks last year?
Jerry's got oil money. Just cut him. Give him the dead money.
Sell a helicopter?
Yeah, sell the helicopter.
Their stadium's still falling apart, man. They got metal shingles falling down and like
At one time. And it just so happened to be like a week or two after you were there. What'd you do?
God, I wish that would have hit us. We would have had a heck of a lawsuit, man. We could have went to Jerry World anytime we wanted.
We would own
We would have
Jerry.
owned Jerry World.
Yeah. Dave, I'd have pushed you into one of those pieces of metal.
Josh,
Listen, Kid
I know
Rock.
we've talked about this, but is it Genty you want in the first round, or is there another guy like a quarterback, or like what you want to Shadir?
If we're not top 10, give me Genty.
Well, you're
For
gonna be top.
10? No, we're not.
You're not top 10 right now.
You're
No.
like 14, right?
Yeah.
You still can make playoffs.
No.
I think you're in the hunt, but you probably have like a 2% chance.
Yeah, no, it's like it would take a lot of losing and a lot of winning for us to make it.
I'm a Seahawks.
But no, Genty, if say we somehow, like, I was hoping like we just lose out and be like a top 5. I was hoping we'd trade out of that and get multiple for it, but at this point, just go get Genty, whatever.
Yeah, we blew the roof off Jerry World, and Josh was blowing a tranny in the bathroom, Brett.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I've stayed on here longer than I wanted to.
What's your guys' thoughts on we kind of briefly talked about it at the beginning, but the Kirk Cousins situation, getting benched for Penix. We hit on it a little bit, but basically guaranteed a 4-year contract. Has a no trade clause, so he decides if he wants to stay, and ultimately the only decision they'd have to do is probably to cut him and then just have dead cap.
He's gonna
What's your guys' thoughts?
He's gonna get the Dalen Jones treatment. I mean,
The
but
Dalen
if,
Jones?
like we, yeah, well, they cut him and had all that dead money,
And look at what the Broncos are doing with all their dead money right now.
and yeah,
for their
and
rookie
Russell Wilson.
quarterback. Yeah, it's crazy though. His last like half of the year is nuts. Like his stats.
Yeah, he's one touchdown, 10 interceptions or 9 interceptions.
Yeah. and they've lost how many? Like it's
But they're still in the hunt.
like what changed there?
The crazy thing is they have the tiebreaker against Tampa, beat them twice, and they're only a game behind them.
Yeah, like, but what necessarily has to change? Because he was having a pretty decent year, not great, but decent.
I don't know,
What-
man. The crazy thing is they have so many weapons. Like Pitt's never really materialized,
Oh,
but you still have
he's-
Drake London, who's having a heck of a year, and you had Mooney, who went there that I thought was going to be crazy good, and then Bajeen Robinson, who I just don't know. He's not.
1,000.
Yeah, but he's not
He's
what he
over-
should be.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Jameer Gibbs over 1,000. He splits carries. Like that's not like Saquon's having a heck of a year. Like Saquon is the best running back in the league this year, right? By far, no question about it. And you think that should be like what Bajeen Robinson is after getting picked 8. He's the lead back. Like he has so many touches a game. It doesn't correlate.
Bijan's a bust for a first round draft pick.
I don't think so. I just don't think maybe not the right scheme. Or I don't know.
I don't know. I would give him another year in like with this offense and stuff because they have a new offensive coordinator and everything. But what about this is just a side note. What about Monty's over for the season?
775 and
That's
a
crazy.
half, and he's at 775.
That would be frustrating.
Tell me that's not Vegas.
Vegas blew his knee out.
He's coming back. He's going to his third doctor.
Yeah, he's going to his third doctor. If that don't work, we'll go to 4 tomorrow.
Really? That's
Yeah.
awesome. I love that. I do love
Yeah,
that.
he wants to play.
We're just gonna keep going to doctors until they give me.
I got a bad MCL right now. I'm playing ball.
Here's a question though. Like he got banged up early and goes into halftime. Like, how are these trainers, if it is obviously it's torn, like how are you letting him back in the game? Maybe it was partially torn, maybe it was something. Why would you not keep him out and make sure that he's okay? Or if it's like something that he needs a week off, or I don't know, but that seems like a pretty bad mistake to me.
Well, I'm not saying it's this, but also you look at 22 IRs. Like, what are you guys doing in that building?
Yeah, no, it's a valid
like-
question, right?
Like when they're
Playing Smash Mouth football.
well, I get your point, but also, are there like limits being pushed that, and some of them are broken legs and stuff. Like you can't, but like with Monty, like what happened before? Did it get worse? Who knows? But also, I don't know. It just that's a
22
lot.
guys is crazy.
What do you guys? It's turf.
A lot of them have been in Detroit too, like a lot of the knee stuff, and I can't. Maybe 7 of them have been in Detroit, but that's not good.
No, because it's gonna be pretty hard to grow grass in that stadium.
But I can't remember what the game was. Was Detroit in Houston or game before that when remember Gibbs cut back there on grass and there was like they do the medical videos on Twitter, and the guy said if he would have been on turf he'd have tore his knee because it wouldn't have gave and the grass gave just enough for him to be okay.
That's what's nuts is
Where did we play right before that?
it's amazing.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah, I did see that video. I can't remember where we were playing though. I don't know, but yeah.
Shay, you guys got anything else for football? You feeling good? Probably won't do a podcast next week. We might get one in.
It's Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, we might do one earlier, but after or something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe Thursday or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You just let me know. I'm
Shay,
pretty
you
free.
got
Yeah, I got a quote. Life is
All
a
right.
game. Play it.
cool. Josh played that dolphin.
Played with it. Fumbled it.
My life advice, not my life advice, my inspiration. Sorry, Josh, not trying to take your
I
segment.
said, holy shit, I won't even show up next week.
Is straight from Dan Campbell, and he's talking about the filet and you get so used to eating this filet, you forget where you come from, and you forget what the moldy bread tastes like. When ultimately the moldy bread's got the same nutrients as the damn filet has. So I think people get so laser focused on trying to get that filet when you got that bread right in front of you that you could eat and be totally fine. So don't always go looking for the filet because sometimes you need the moldy bread to get you where you need to be.
That's good, but is that scientifically proven? I feel like bread doesn't have the same nutrients as a filet.
Read before it says Christensen on my name.
It says doctor.
It says doctor.
It
It says doctor, buddy.
Oh. No, you needed humbled, right? You're good. Be back next week.
I love moldy bread.
Okay. No one likes moldy bread.
We win a Super Bowl, I'll eat a moldy piece of moldy bread live on the podcast.
No, you won't. I won't let you do it.
I promise you I will.
No. Won't happen.
Shay?
I won't. No. I'm not even worried about it. Anyways, life advice of the day, part of the show everyone comes for. I about said it earlier, but if you go swim with dolphins, okay?
Wear protection.
Put
Put Vaseline on your holes.
That's not what I was going to say. Have someone in your group hang out near there and take pictures. Save yourself a lot of money. Got a little negotiating piece there if you want to talk them down from $460 to like $100 as well. So, but no, swim with the dolphins when you get a chance. Don't touch the dolphins inappropriately.
Did they try to kick you out of the resort for that or no?
It didn't happen.
Allegedly.
It was actually at the resort next to our resort, so
you couldn't have got kicked out of there.
I don't even know if it's illegal in Mexico. Yeah.
All right, boys. Shay?
Thanks for coming.